What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Supergirl video. So if you're new to the channel, please do drop a like, please do subscribe, and here we are. The Legion of Superheroes are here, and I am excited. This is cool. The last few episodes of Supergirl have actually been really good. I know last week we had the kind of like Judy, some sort of detective thing, some kid detective. I can't remember what that kid detective is in American books, but it was really good. I really liked it. I would love a spin-off of young Kara and young Alex because, you know what, that felt like classic Smallville. But here, we're ramping up now. Ramping up towards the end of this half of the season as we get a real clear look at Reign, a real clear look at the Legion of Superheroes, and we also get John's dad has coffee. And then comedy ensues? No, it doesn't. It was terrible. But let's jump in. So Mon-El has returned. I'm not a fan of Mon-El. I wasn't a fan-El at all. I'm sorry, that was terrible. But I wasn't a fan of him whatsoever last season, just because he was like a jerky douche who then suddenly fell in love with Kara straight away. Yeah, that's just me. A lot of people do love him. Fair enough. I'm glad that you like the character. But here, he is, or has been, cured. Now, let's jump in. We're gonna take this back. We're gonna take this back to like the early comics. So when Mon-El first appeared on Earth, he thought that he was a kryptonite, and he just hung out with Superboy. They were just like chilling, like being bros, doing like stuff in the 40s and stuff. I don't know what they'd do, like roller stick and a hoop and things. I don't know, but what actually happened was they soon learned out that he was a Daxamite, and that what happened is he was, allergic to lead. Now that's what we got at the end of last season's finale. Now in here, what happened is he went into the portal and then he was cured of his lead poisoning thing. But what happened in the comics was he was actually sent to the future, or kind of sent towards the Phantom Zone, that kind of thing, so he can actually find a cure, be cured in the future. So hopefully they could have cured him, and that is basically what happened here in a bit of a roundabout way. So it turns out that he has been living life, kicking it back in the 31st century, and funny enough, what happened in the comics as well, Supergirl actually ended up randomly in the 31st century as well. So quite cool that we're getting this sort of story here. And Mon-El went to the future and he joined the Legion of Superheroes, which was set up by Saturn Girl. We also had Cosmic Boy as well. They formed this Legion of Superheroes because they were inspired by Superman and Superboy. They were inspired by what happened there in the past, and they created their own version, which is kind of, I'm not sure if that's what we're going to get here, but Saturn Girl was actually one of those. And Saturn Girl is actually Imra, who was the one who was drowning, and funny enough, is actually now the wife of Mon-El. So that's really cool there that that's going on. I really do like this depth they've added to Mon-El by having the fact that, well, it's been 7 months, but actually for him, it's been 7 years. So really, he's had 7 years of adventures with the Legion of Superheroes, which is absolutely massive there. And we are going to get more and more characters from the Legion of Superheroes, one of which will be Brainiac 5 in episode 10, which is going to be entitled The Legion of Superheroes. So moving forward, we actually are going to get more of these superheroes from the Legion, which is, I think that's really cool. I'm really looking forward to see how they do this. And Legion of Superheroes is currently an ongoing mystery in DC Rebirth, as Saturn Girl is currently quite possibly in a bit of a snafu here because she is in Arkham Asylum, but hopefully we get some of that answered in Doomsday Clock, which is out tomorrow or tonight, depending on where you are. So that's really cool. Brainiac 5 actually had some feelings. He sort of had a connection with Supergirl, which is funny because it was her cousin. It's a descendant of her cousin's, one of his greatest enemies, Brainiac. So yeah, that's crazy, and I hope we see Clark interact with him. I think that would be really cool, but that's a long shot there. But I do like what they've done here with his return. It makes sense why he is like kind of disjointed, kind of away and disconnected with this past where he only spent 7 months. That's not a long time. That's since the last season actually ended. So that's pretty cool there, what they've done. And now he's had, like I said, 7 years, which is incredibly long time. He's had a wife. Loads of stuff has happened. So I really do hope that at some point she dons the kind of pink and white suit of Saturn Girl. And hopefully we do get the full thing there. But why were they actually on Earth? Now, part of me is thinking that this was to stop rain. I think maybe they possibly went back early in time to stop people from discovering Earth, or they went back in time to really when Mon-El left and they got it wrong and they ended up in National City in the wrong time, and then they had to simply go into hypersleep and wait so they could take on Rain. And we know that from the actual synopsis from the upcoming ones that they will actually help her take on Rain, who is now finally, so Samantha's finally become the world killer Rain in her, I didn't like this, but it's the desert version of the Fortress of Solitude, which obviously is made out of, sand instead of ice and stuff. I was watching, I was like, oh, that looks stupid. But I get it. I get what they're doing. It is the opposite of the Fortress of Solitude. Obviously, it's in heat, and then you have the Arctic. Yeah, I get what they're doing. I just thought it looked really stupid. But I guess she needs a base as well. But it's not called the Fortress of Solitude. However, it pretty much is. And here we have the scientists that sent her to Earth. And, well, she has turned now properly into the world killer Rain, which hopefully this is going to be cool. She gets her outfit. I don't know. I don't really like the outfit that they've got for her. But what I think is going to be, they're setting up for some really cool storylines here. And I think Supergirl really is going to pick up even more so in the last couple of episodes and the latter half of this season when it comes back in January, which is going to be, I'm looking forward to that, to be honest. I'm looking forward to the Legion of Superheroes coming in and everything like that. And we did have something with John Johns and his father, which was just cringe. I really, really didn't like that. I didn't find it funny. I just don't care about that subplot. That's something which, for me, I just really couldn't give two flips about. So I don't want to swear to get demonetized. Oh, this demonetization is terrible. But yeah, I really, really didn't like that. It was just kind of, the actor who's playing his father as well just seems to really ham it up. And I just am not a fan of that at all. And that subplot isn't really something that's needed. I'd rather see more of Mon-El and the Legion of Superheroes. But it's not going to be long really until we see the full version. Hopefully we'll see him have a proper suit as well, like he did in the comics, which I think would be really, really fun to see. So what do you guys think? Do you think there's a lot going to happen here? Because obviously we've got the Legion of Superheroes. They have faced countless enemies, to be honest. There is so many versions of them as well. There's so many members of the team, and it is a very expansive team, much like the Justice League was kind of like in the 90s or whatever, where they just had like so many. Some of the Avengers as well, they have so many members. It's kind of ridiculous at how many members that they actually have. And I have to question, will we get people like Cosmic Boy? Will we get a Lightning Lad as well? And maybe a spin-off of the Legion of Superheroes. I really hope we get to see as well what happened in the 7 years as well during Mon-El's time in the future. So hopefully we get to see something like that. I think that that'd be really, really cool to see those flashbacks. But this is an Arrow. They don't really have flashbacks. So I think I'll be holding my breath just a tad too much. But this is basically what happened with Mon-El. He's gone to the future. He has, been fixed. His lead thing has been fixed. But now the real query is, why did they come to National City? Which I personally think, like I said, is to take on Rain. Now, one problem I had with the episode is that Mon-El kind of stretched out why he was actually doing what he was doing. It just seemed weird. The whole episode just built up to one thing, and they never actually explained, or he kind of really did take his time with explaining what was going on. And highlight of the episode is Supergirl trying to spin around and go through the Earth, which is an homage to the original Superman movie. Now, also, just while I was editing this video, we actually had a brand new poster for the Crisis on Earth X crossover. So yeah, if you didn't know, we have a huge crossover next week. If you didn't know, I don't know where you've been, but well, you're going to be pleasantly surprised. But we had the original poster, which featured the two teams facing off against each other. But here we get pretty much a real life, an IRL versions, if you will, of the new poster, and it just looks insane. So we've got the legends, all the ancillary characters at the bottom. I don't know why Sarah Lance is really small. She's actually a team leader for the legends, and the rest of them are all absolutely huge. But if you look to the right of this, you actually see the Nazi Squad team here, and well, what is happening? Because if you notice, which it's very easy to be missed, but you actually see Red Tornado, and you also see a comic book version of Metallo. So two big Supergirl villains from the past seasons. Now, what is really weird here is the fact that Red Tornado was destroyed by Supergirl, and Metallo was also killed or kind of destroyed as well. Not by her, but yeah, you get what I mean. Both these characters are actually deceased. So it's really, really weird that they are actually bringing these two in. Obviously, I was personally wondering, like, you've got so many characters on the good side of this, but there aren't too many. Obviously, you've got a speedster, a Kryptonian, but you've also got that on the other side. But you've also got the legends and the rest of each respective team's kind of like guys in the chair, so to speak. So, yeah, we've got Red Tornado. Now, funny enough, actually, Red Tornado in the trailer for the Freedom Fighters, the Ray kind of Earth X CW Seed show, we actually have Red Tornado die, and his brain is actually taken by the Ray. And I could only presume that that provides vital information about the Doomsday weapon that was hinted. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that Red Tornado may stay? Will he return properly? Will he return on Supergirl? I do hope so. I quite like that story. But Metallo was also pretty badass too as well. But this is a proper comic book version as well. It might not be Metallo, but it pretty much does look like him. But that is it for this video. Please drop a like, please do subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.